Hey guys, Dan here. Welcome to my latest one-shot Let's Play where I am playing through Megamania, A Space Nightmare for the Atari 2600. Now, if you guys checked out my last video, Dan Fails at Tetris, you saw that my failure wasn't nearly as bad as I claimed it was going to be. This time it's going to be a little different because I do suck pretty bad at Megamania, despite what this may suggest. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Megamania, the game is a space shooter on the Atari 2600 because everybody knows that I deserve that. Everybody knows that the Atari 2600 was dominated by space shooters, from Asteroids to Megamania to Space Invaders to pretty much anything else they could get their hands on. Now, in this game, you play the ship that looks suspiciously like the Starship Enterprise, but I promise you this is not secretly a Star Trek game. And you fight against what is arguably some of the laziest villain design in video game history, from hamburgers and cookies to ants to bow ties to radial tires to space dice. Yeah, that's some pretty interesting villain design there. Every level, the villains. Every day, the household snacks and pests move in a different pattern while shooting you, and you're trying to shoot them before your energy bar at the bottom of the screen runs out, or you run out of lives. Now, the first couple levels you can master pretty easy, but then it really starts to get challenging. I've never made it past the ants. At least I would presume those are ants. I don't really know. But they're the only things that really look like what they're supposed to. Now, I have a friend who maintains that this is a game you should play with a joystick on an actual Atari. Unfortunately, I'm not doing that. I'm playing it on my MacBook Pro on OpenEMU, or OpenEMU, depending how you prefer to pronounce that, which is arguably the greatest emulation software I have ever come across. It can emulate many different systems, and right now I'm using it to emulate the Atari, and I'm playing with my Wiimote Plus, which incidentally is designed to look like Mario 1, the Mario Wiimote Plus. And it pairs up. The MacBook has Bluetooth in it, so it can pair it right up with it. The software has built-in support for it. You can actually use all kinds of different controllers. You can check them out on openemu.org. Alright, let's do this. Now we're going to get serious here. We're going to take down these cookies. Yeah, these look like cookies to me. Yellow cookies. The Nilla wafers. The Nilla wafers of space in the Starship Enterprise, only on the lost episode of Star Trek. You guys can hear the sound effects in this game. This is clearly an Atari 2600 game. The only sound effect you're probably hearing right now that's not an Atari sound effect is the sound of me hitting the buttons on my Wiimote. I am not going to do... There we go. Perfect. I didn't think I was going to make that for a second there. But at least I've got all my lives right now. That's kind of good. I've actually got a few Atari games I'll be failing at for this this series, which I've lovingly come to call Dan Fails At. Sweet, that's the first time I did that. Now I think I can take on anything. Even if it means taking on purple radial tires without curtains. Okay, so it gets a little tight. Gets a little tight at times. You gotta understand, I'm distracted right now. I mean, I'm talking and rambling and thinking of things to say all while playing the game. So, you know, it should be expected that I'm not going to do perfect at it, although this is the best I've ever done. Now we've moved on to bow ties? I don't really know what these are supposed to... I don't really know what those are supposed to be. But I'm impressed that I made it to them. I want to say these are the hamburgers, even though they don't look like hamburgers. That was the funny thing about the Atari 2600. The graphics were so simple. You really had to use your imagination when you were seeing things. And actually, one of these episodes, I'm going to play Alien for the Atari 2600, so you can really see what exactly I mean when I say that you have to use your imagination. Because that game... aside from being a Pac-Man clone, is the epitome of imagination. Now, if there's any games you guys want to see me either do as a Dan Fails At, or as a full series Let's Play, you can let me know in the comments below, or you can send that to me on Twitter, twitter.com/DanStransky. I'm always keeping an eye out for tweets from people. You follow me. I'll check out your feed. You look cool. I'll follow you too. I respond to tweets. I love getting interaction from you guys. It always feels good when you guys like these videos, give it a thumbs up, share it out there, subscribe to the channel so you get more of the videos when I put them up. And of course, I want to know in the comments below what retro games you guys enjoy playing, what systems you like, things like that. I'm really interested in what other people enjoy because, frankly, I've been a gamer for a long time, but there's so much that I haven't experienced, and you'll see me tackle a lot of the games that I haven't experienced for the first time here on this channel, and there's going to be some really interesting episodes that are going to come up. And of course, you're going to see me fail at a lot of games. Even though I do have a MacBook and I'm not a fan of Windows, you're actually going to see me play some Windows games too. I'm going to boot camp Windows onto my Mac so that I can touch on some Windows titles too. And I'm going to do a lot of Star Wars content this year in honor of the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. If those of you haven't heard, I am a big fan of that. I was doing good there for a minute. But I guess the important part about these videos is that I fail at the games, considering I do call this series Dan Fails At. If you look at the little playlist I made here on YouTube, although I haven't made it yet, the name of the playlist is Dan Fails At. So I guess it wouldn't really be productive if Dan succeed. We're going to try playing through this for one more set of lives before I go, see if I can't do a little better. I've got this first level down to the point where I can almost speedrun it. Not quite a flawless victory, but still pretty good. And yes, that is a reference to the fact that I will be playing a Mortal Kombat game at some point, although not the new one. So now in this week's episode of Star Trek, we fight the Manila wafers once again. Or, those could be sponges that are still in the packet. Oh, that was good. Sponges that are still in the package. There's all kinds of things that these could be. Like I said, this is all about using your imagination to figure out what exactly you're fighting. But of course, like I said, it is very lazy enemy design in my opinion, considering most of these things don't actually have anything to do with space, or as Tim Curry would say, spice! If you guys don't get that reference, look it up. I forget the name of the game, but it was actually one of those games that used FMV video, and Tim Curry was in it, and I deserve that. He played a Russian, I guess it was like a Russian military leader, who would say, I'm going to go to the one place where you can't find me. Spice! And Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman on Hollywood Babylon, they like to reference that sometimes. And I can't blame them for that. I kind of wish I was using a joystick so that I could curve my shots a little more. Now I'm on my last life here. And then after this, I'm going to get going. At least from recording this video. But I'm probably going to play the game a little longer, because now I kind of want to make it past that level, even if I don't have video proof that I did it. Oh, one more ant. Yes! I don't know, with Atari games, I get excited when I actually manage to do something right. Alright guys, well this has been a lot of fun. Until next time, this is Dan, signing off. Have a nice day.